So we've been doing poetry in the art barn for
5 or 6 years
now, and Thasia brought it here. It's part of the art barn. People can enter their poems each year to be judged. And Thasia came to me with the idea of having readings here and just bringing more exposure. And it's been pretty well received overall. Yeah. We've really, been able to get it out there a little more. And this will enable it to be seen by a lot of people that come through during the fair. And so I'm really proud to be a part of it. And so grateful for Thasia and all her inspiration and support here too. So thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
So I guess, with no further ado, are you going to yank it for me?
Right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Save your glasses.
Let's do a countdown. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Same here.
Everybody in the office. Okay, now I have to remember the
And you got the
directions.
hooks off.
How we get that? Okay. Hello? Hey, I did it. Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming, and it really touches my heart to see the particular people from my past that have shown up here today. I appreciate it very much. And this is such an honor for me. I shouldn't block it, sorry. This is such an honor for me. This is a poem that I wrote down at Raccoon Park, and it was a fall day. There was a tree that I'd been coming to every week when I would go down there. It had been fallen down for years, and all the bark was gone, and the waves had washed it smooth, and I called it my couch. And I was sitting there on a perfect fall day. The sky was blue, and the colored leaves were just fluttering against the blue sky, and that's how this poem came about. This poem installation is part of what was the Poet Laureate's project for the county. He put poetry signs, and there's some other things that have gone on, and this is just one part of it, but it's a really big part of it for me. And so I'm very grateful to Sean Thomas Doherty for allowing me to be a part of it. I also want to thank the Albion Borough and the Fair Association for allowing it to be installed here permanently. And a big thank you to my dear friend Courtney Phobes for all your support in bringing poetry out to this Albion community every fair year. And then there's Bear. I thank you no matter what is happening in our lives. You're always helping me reach the stars. This poem was written on a beautiful breezy fall afternoon. I usually don't have to hold my mic, so I'm a little. God's Cathedral. The stained glass window of the October leaves before the sky. God's cathedral. The waves rush ashore, leaving the sand a virgin for the next set of footprints. And the gulls screech the hymns of a million years. Thank you. This next poem that I'm going to read just recently was accepted into, it's called The Hard Rain Poetry. It's about Bob Dylan. It's from Fevers of the Mind that's run by David Onan, and he chose this, so I feel pretty honored. Any of you that are Bob Dylan fans, try to count how many titles you hear in here. Like a Salvation Army band, when I was 10, this was so grand, stone was a word I knew. Never to do. Oh, Bob, you are forever young with your rough and rowdy ways, like a rolling stone. I have loved you most of my days. Your harmonica has a license to kill. I ask you, please don't fall apart on me tonight. When together we are tangled up in blue. How does it feel? The times they are a-changing, and the answer is blowing in the wind. All along the watchtower, a man of constant sorrow is knocking on heaven's door. Things have changed, and I have the subterranean homesick blues. Come on in, and I'll shelter you from the storm. next poem is inspired by a poem that my oldest son Mark wrote. It was the only poem that I know that was actually on paper somewhere, and I have it, and he passed away when he was 26. So somebody somehow mentioned it, and it just took me off on this poem. Moon Splash. My son's first poem was beautiful and full of movement. He spoke of the light of the moon spilling from a ladle across his bed. I still have the crumpled, lined notebook paper. He would have been 50 years old this May. So I recently dumped the contents from the tote bag of memories, and there landed the poem, belly up in a moon splash. I belong to this group online called Ampersand Poetry Prompts. And I don't respond to all of them, but once in a while there's one that I just have to do something with. And so I'm going to do a couple of those. They're really short. This one, the prompt was, if love was only a fix. If love was only a fix, addicts would stand in line for hours for a mere kiss. No need for needles or pills. A sweet lip lock would provide enough thrills. And this one's a haiku. It was just, the prompt was like, write a haiku about night. Silent night air breathes. Blackness split by bright starlight. Loneliness takes charge. Thank you. One more of the prompts, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Love. If you're looking for love in all the wrong places, I advise you to check all the obvious spaces between cushions and within the cabinet on the left. Cabinet on the left was the prompt. All right, this is kind of my fan favorite. It's called Team Dodgeball. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I was the frail little scrawny girl they always picked last and always went after first. And then in 6th grade, Pat Wagner, the kid who was already like 6 foot and the hero, was up. Ball in hand, he looked right at me, and I could see the blood in his eyes. The ball hit me in the stomach so hard that it took me off my feet, and I hit the floor, wham, on my butt. I couldn't breathe, and I gasped air in. Through the fog, I could hear cheering, and I felt shame. When I looked up, it was my team cheering, and I looked down and realized the ball was still wrapped in my arms, and I could taste red rubber, and Pat Wagner, mouth agape, was out. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to call my friend Courtney up to do some open mic. And if there's anybody else who brought something with them to read, that would be awesome. There you go, my loves. Get the ball.
Hey, Thasia. So Thasia's been trying to get me to do this for a long
Yes.
time, and I've done it once, I think, and
Yep,
it's a
at
big
one of
deal
the
for me to do
workshops.
it, so, yeah. Yes, and, oh yeah, workshops, that's another thing that we've done
Yeah.
out here at the youth center, something to note. It's,
And I did it at the Garden for 2 years.
Yeah, really effective.
Crystal came to one of those.
Well, this is what I came up on at work the other day, that just jotted it down, and it's called Crime Scene. Beautiful warm breeze, no dew on the grass, raring and ready to mow. Door so slightly open, broken open, lock pieces on the ground, strewn in the door frame, deadbolt. Cemetery rules on the floor, face down. 2 weed whackers, gone. 2 large full gas cans, gone. 1 large full weed whacker gas can, gone. The deadbolt side of the door is split in half. I thought it was a metal door, not wood. Waiting for the police. Breeze is perfect. And what else?
You have any more in there?
I don't.
What do you think? Maybe I'll grab it.
Tried to get Cooper to read, my son, he's 7.
Is he got a poem?
No, he won't, but he did practice on the speaker all day, making siren noises and other loud things.
I'm going to see if I can do this one. Trust me, 2 weeks ago I could not have read out of this book without my little red glasses on. This one goes back to when I was a kid, and but I'll let the poem tell the story, and then maybe I'll give a little more fill-in information. It's called I Was Chosen. As a scrawny, timid little girl, I was unusual due to my father abandoning my brother, mother, and I. Single moms were not the norm. We attended church, and most families offered us love and support. It was Christmas time, and I was carefully chosen to be married. I could remember lines, and my voice was loud. I was so excited to tell my mother I was chosen, and she invited some of her friends to see me. There was another girl with wealthy parents who cried as not being chosen. Her voice was soft, and she couldn't remember the lines. The night of the play, I skipped through the snow. I was chosen. The night, not the abandoned girl. Later, gathered behind the thick burgundy drapes, the play director pulled me aside. She mumbled about looking out for others and doing what is right. The little girl was sad. Her parents, substantial donors. She took the robes from me and shoved me aside with a sheep's costume. Accustomed to disappointed, I went out and was the best sheep ever. Fully broken-hearted, I went out to my mother afterwards, hoping for some comfort. My mother scolded me for lying about being married and embarrassing her. My heart will never forget, I was chosen. Pam's Jacket was written on my flight to Florida to go to my son's, to go to his wedding reception. Sorry, I was trying to make sure which trip it was. And I had to travel down alone because he couldn't go with me. And I was nervous because I was nervous because I knew that my ex-husband, the not so nice guy, was gonna be there. So my friend Pam lent me her jacket. And this is actually a picture of her jacket. This jacket gave me like strength and power. He took me to the airport and I flew out of Erie. And as things started to happen, I decided I needed to write the adventures of me and Pam's Jacket. Pam's Jacket 1. Me and Pam's Jacket headed for Florida. We get stopped in Erie by TSA. While I waited for the female agent to come pat me down, I became acutely aware that I did not know exactly what might be in the pocket of Pam's jacket. So I stood there nonchalantly feeling to see if Pam's jacket even had pockets. After a successful pat down, me and Pam's jacket boarded the plane. Because I know Pam. One other funny one out of here. Oh, there's actually 2 more funny ones. Okay. Pam's Jacket number 4. Now, less than an hour to connecting flight, Pam's Jacket and I shared a ham and cheese panini. We tossed the bread. The young woman who took the order from me and Pam's Jacket needs to find another job. She enjoys more than panini peeps. I asked a simple question. Can I order here, or do I need to sit at one of the tables? Depends. I asked, on what? What you order? I slowly said, panini? She rolled her eyes and said, what kind of panini? Pam's jacket was getting ticked, but I stayed calm and clearly stated a ham and cheese panini. Yeah, you can order that here. Thank you so much. Remember, the name of the place was Panini Pete's, and she doesn't know what I want to order. Okay. And this is the last one I'll read today. Pam's jacket 5. The young lady in airport walked back and forth and back and forth. Her infant, the size of a newborn, screamed the whole time. Pam's jacket wanted to go comfort Mom. I did not. I started praying that she was not on our flight. I need to be more like Pam's jacket. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it so much. We have water, we have cookies, we have love. And I am just so appreciative. And then there's all kinds of food over there from what I understand. So I'm gonna have to take a walk and find those veggies.
Yeah.
And for everybody, stay out there.